Yo, so what is going on, guys? It is your MLG Squid here, and welcome to another one of my top 5 Black Ops 4 Zombies videos. And in this one, guys, we are doing the sequel to last Sunday's top 5, which was the top 5 best perks in BO4 Zombies. This obviously is the top 5 worst perks. This is going to be a lot more interesting and a lot more fun, I think, because it's not like... With the best perks, everyone knows what the best perks are. With the worst perks, it's a little bit more opinionated here, and I have more room to work with here, and it's a lot more fun in my opinion. So basically there are, I'm not sure how many perks exactly there are. I think there's 15 perks now in BO4. I could be wrong about that. I probably am, honestly. But obviously counting Ethereal Razor. But this should be pretty interesting, guys. So without further ado, let's get into my list of the top 5 worst perks in BO4 Zombies. Leave a like if you're excited, and feel free to drop your list in the comment section below, guys. Starting my list off at the number 5 spot, this is the newest perk currently in BO4 Zombies. This is the Ethereal Razor perk. Now, this has a red icon, and it came with the Operation Grand Heist event, and this is essentially a melee buff perk, which... that's pretty much the only reason it's on this list is because you can't really use it for the entire match. Because it's a good perk, for sure. Definitely the best melee perk that we've ever seen, and the best melee ability that we've ever seen in COD Zombies. But just because you can't use it the entire game, because you're not going to be meleeing the entire match, most of the time at least, that is why it's on the list here at number 5. But basically what this perk does is, without the modifier, offhand melee swipes affect multiple zombies in an arc. Offhand swipe and lunge give bonus damage and restore a small amount of health. This perk, honestly, I expected it to be worse when it was first announced. Honestly, man, this perk is pretty solid. I do like that. And then for the modifier, offhand lunge attacks instantly kill basic zombies, do greater bonus damage to others, and weapon reload speed is increased, obviously, if you have all 4 of your perks. And this perk costs 4,000 points without the modifier, and 5,500, I'm pretty sure, with the modifier. Not that good of a perk for modifier, I don't think, but, because, you know, it's not always going to be a one-hit kill just with that lunge attack, because there's obviously 2 different melee attacks there. It basically makes your knife blue. It's a cool perk, but I don't think it is really the most universally useful, so that is simply why it becomes in here at number 5 on the list. Moving on to the number 4 spot, guys, and in this one, this is going to be Bandolier Bandit. Now, Bandolier, man, is a perk that I was excited to see because, obviously, back in World at War and Black Ops 1 and everything, there was actually a kind of a removed perk called Candelier, which was going to be the same thing as Bandolier Bandit, just to give you increased ammo. And basically, without the modifier, what Bandolier does in this game is it allows you to carry increased ammo stock, which is, I guess, kind of useful. I think it's most useful on wonder weapons for sure because it does work with it works with all weapons. And the modifier is not very good. The modifier is probably the worst modifier in the game. This allows you to refill ammo of stowed weapons from ammo stock over time. So, I mean, I don't know if does that even work for wonder weapons? You know what? If that works for wonder weapons, I've never tried that actually, but if it does, then it might actually be not that bad of a modifier. But for normal weapons, I bet you it's going to be super, super slow refilling that ammo and regenerating your ammo. So it's just not very useful for bullet weapons, man. For wonder weapons, yeah, like I said, it is very, very useful. Especially wonder weapons that don't really have that much ammo. But bullet weapons, man, all you need to do is just buy ammo. It's really just a waste of, like, by the way, this perk only gives you, like, for LMGs, I think it's only, like, 1 clip or something. For assault rifles, it's only, like, 2 clips. For pistols, it's only, like, 3 clips or something. So, SMGs, again, like, 2 or 3 clips. So, you're gonna run through that ammo, obviously, extremely quick. I mean, for a box weapon, it might not be that bad, but for a wall weapon, all you need to do, man, is just go buy ammo for off the wall. You're really not gonna have to worry about, you know, running out of ammo if it's a wall gun. And overall, man, Bandolier Bandit was a cool concept. I only use it for camping and stuff like that, and if I'm going to be using a wonder weapon for the entire game. But overall, man, Bandolier is not terrible, but it is one of the worst perks for sure. Moving on to the number 3 spot, guys, and in this one, this is going to be Depth Perception. These last 3 perks, I really don't know what to think of. These last 3 perks are completely useless. They should not be in the game at all when you have stuff like Stamina, Deadshot, and Quick Revive and Time Slip, and Dying Witch Wish, which are just amazing perks. Yet you have these three right here, which are just terrible, man. This one here is Death Perception, like I said. Death Perception, man, basically without the modifier, it allows you to see nearby enemies through walls and receive screen indicators when enemies approach the player from off-screen. Why is that? Why? I don't see how that's worth taking up a perk slot, man. And for the modifier, deal increased damage to special enemy weak points. I mean, I haven't ever put this in my modifier because I just don't think it's worth the time. But you see it in this gameplay, man. I mean, I kind of like being able to see them through walls, but the other effects, man, I cannot even tell. I can't even tell, like, the screen indicator, I don't even notice that, like, it's just such a small, subtle thing that I don't even notice it when I'm playing, so yeah, Death Perception, man, I originally was thinking, like, oh, this is the worst perk in the game, but then I found two perks that are just severely worse than this one, and obviously that is what's going to be at the number 2 and number 1 spot, guys. So, moving on to the number 2 spot on the list, guys, this is going to have to be PhD Slider. Now, PhD, man, it's, if you remember back to BO1 and BO2, mainly BO1 days, PhD Flopper was absolutely great. It was essentially like another Jug. You essentially couldn't die with it on maps like Shangri-La and Ascension, where you just keep, I don't know if the flop did infinite damage, but I feel like it didn't do infinite damage, but I didn't think there was a cooldown on it like there is now. So, PhD Slider, basically the effect of it is slide to build up a charge, which is annoying, since you can only use it once and then you're done. Once fully charged, slide into an enemy to trigger an explosion, gain resistance to explosive damage. So, you know what, that's okay, the explosive damage resistance. And then for the modifier, improved slide distance, who's going to use that? Trap immunity while sliding, increased explosion damage when entering a slide from greater heights, which, like, never ever gets used, honestly. So, the only time this thing is really useful is with insta-kill. This thing, on PhD Slider, at least in casual, which is what I play, it'd probably be even worse in normal in the other modes, but in casual, this stops being a one-hit, like, slide kill, explosion kill. On round 17, guys. Round 17, at that point, you're probably still getting set up, and you probably don't even have the perk yet, because it's so expensive. It's like 4,000 points for this perk, which is not worth getting. It's so bad, guys. PhD Slider was definitely kind of a letdown for sure, and but it's not the worst perk. So, coming in at the number 1 spot, guys, what you've all been waiting for here, this is the worst perk by far in Black Ops 4 Zombies. This saddens me, because I loved the original version of this perk. This is Winter's Wail. Winter's Wail, guys. If you remember from BO3, we had something called Widow's Wine. And Widow's Wine, the difference between Widow's Wine and Winter's Wail is one was good, and the other is absolutely useless. So, Winter's Wail is basically when hit by a melee attack, generate a frost explosion that will freeze or slow nearby zombies. Players can store 2 charges, and this has to recharge over time. Every time you get hit, it freezes the zombies, doesn't kill them, just freezes them and slows them down so they can still attack you after. And it takes like 5 to 10 minutes, I would say, to recharge one of these abilities. Just make it so that when you kill zombies, you pick up like this ice effect or whatever, and then it instantly recharges it, like with Widow's Wine. The modifier is absolutely useless. Frost Explosion triggers a slowing field around the player for a limited time. Store an additional charge. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Dude, Winter's Wail, no one uses this perk, man. I was excited to see like some sort of Widow's Wine return, because Widow's was actually amazing in BO3. It was like a secondary jug. You couldn't die with Jug and Widow's. Winter's Wail, man, is the worst perk by far in Black Ops 4 Zombies, guys. I hope you guys agree with me. And that is going to be it for my list, guys. If you did enjoy it, definitely drop a like. Tell me in the comments what your list of the top 5 worst perks in BO4 Zombies was. And I did miss out a couple perks, like I missed out Mule Kick, Stone Cold Stronghold, Victorious Tortoise, and Electric Burst. Those are the perks that I didn't put on either one of these lists. They're just kind of like the mid-tier. They're not bad, but they're not, they're not insanely good either, like with the top 5 best perks. But that is it. That is going to be my list, guys. I will see you all next week. I think I'm doing the top 5 wonder weapons in BO4 Zombies next Sunday, but Sunday top 5s right now, guys. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night. I will see you all in the next one, guys. Have a good one, and peace out.